paranormal. It surrounds us. It's everywhere. Tonight, you will hear from the people who live and work within these highly active locations, all in the efforts to discover America's most haunted. With your host, ghost hunter and author, Dan Terry.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. I am Dan Terry, your ghost host with the most haunted. This time, guys, I have got my favorite kind of guest. So fortunate that he agreed to come on here. I got to tell you about him. Dom Valerio, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Valerio. Dom started his ghost hunting 20 years ago. 2010, he started his own group. It was called Upstate Ghosts. And if you get a chance, check out the YouTube channel. It's got some neat stuff on it. But a year or so ago, he purchased a place in New York, which he called, let me get this correct, the Chase Manor 1815. This is a building with the most incredible history, Revolutionary War soldiers, American Indians, and now hauntings. It's incredible. He sent me way more evidence than I can even begin to put on one. If I showed all the evidence he had sent me, guys, we wouldn't be able to talk to him at all. Let's bring him up because I want to hear more of his stories. We've been talking a little bit. All right, Dom, some of the stories you just told were great, but can you repeat a little bit about the history of this building?
Sure. It's nice to be on here with you, Dan. So this building was finished being built in 1815. And the area that I'm actually in is Auburn, New York. And the area there was a lot of Indian territory in this area. Then the Revolutionary War was coming through. So they had a barracks, which was actually built on what would be now the side of the barn behind the house. So we do have like a Revolutionary soldier and other spirits that also reside actually in the barn area or outside the property, even the outside, like the land itself. People have seen apparitions, things like that throughout the years. And then the main house, it's actually really interesting. It was a farmhouse, and it took up about 6 different house lengths. So it was a pretty vast farm back in 1815. The family that owned it was George Casey, and his wife and him were trying to have children, and they had a lot of misfortune with that. And then after, I believe his wife passed away, I'm still working on getting all the history of the house. It's extremely difficult to find some of the stuff because it's weird. Civil War on, there's a lot of history, but before the Civil War, there isn't. But I'm still, my sister's helping me with it. She has a passion for trying to get the facts, that I'm going to be giving out there, which is awesome. I can't thank her enough. So George Casey had it. He ended up selling it to a gentleman named Captain George Brown Chase. He was a whaler from Nantucket, and he has an affiliation. He's either an uncle or a cousin. I'm still trying to get the specifics of the first mate on the vessel that the Moby Dick story is based off from.
Oh, okay.
So the Chase family was huge in Nantucket, and talking to the historian's office, a lot of the whalers back then moved into this area because there wasn't a lot of things built up here. Mm-hmm. So they saw it as an opportunity. The Quakers saw it as an opportunity to build businesses and get things, kind of make a living out this way. So his family, Captain George, lived here with his son and daughter, and later on, his daughter Elizabeth took over the property with her husband Dexter, who was owned a hardware store. So there's like special things that he did in the house, okay, that are beautiful, like the woodwork and stuff. And then they passed away, and I believe it was and I'm still trying to find out the details. I think it was like a stop and go for about 10, 15 years. people kind of like the Airbnb stuff that people are doing now.
Okay.
People could stay here and then leave the next night and then go where they're traveling. Then after that, the Lee family lived here for 50 years. And they had experiences. They actually donated a grandfather clock, which is still in the library. And their kids reminisce about playing with the spirits up in the attic. And then after them, they left in 97. There was like 4 or 5 different families that moved in here. They only lasted 4 months, 5 months, maybe a year at most. The activity was just too high for them to here. So in 2003, the last family that was here packed their stuff and left. They in the middle of the night packed their stuff and left. So the house was vacant for like 17 years. And then a friend of mine with a friend of hers bought the house. She was kind of the caretaker of the property and kind of like a co-partner with the person. And I knew he kind of wanted to get out of it. So that's when I was like, I'd like to purchase this place. I have a love for the paranormal. I love the property. It's in the area that I live in. And the rest is kind of what's going on now. So
you was a ghost hunter before you purchased this place.
Yep. I had the opportunity to investigate it.
Oh, okay.
September of 2024.
All right.
And I was bringing my team. It was my friend John and Dom and my friend Pat. It was kind of a little small knit. We were doing like a paranormal road trip. We went to Hinsdale House, Wildwood, a bunch of different Sweet Home Estates, a bunch of different places. In a week's time, we were trying to do like 5 to 6 places in a week, which is crazy. But we came here and they're on the tour. They're off wherever, and I'm bringing equipment in. As soon as I walked in the front door, I heard a woman go, "Hello," and there's nobody there, and I'm just like, it drew my attention. And then the activity we had that night was ridiculous. It was one of the most active places, even having been to those other places before, which are very active. This was actually the most active, and I fell in love with the property.
Must have been something for a ghost hunter to get the opportunity to purchase a place so active. You had no qualms, no nagging doubts about it.
So both my parents passed away, and I kind of felt like my mom was like, "You're crazy." Like I was getting those kind of messages when I was doing spirit box sessions or just like activity in general. But like to me, the house, there's family in this house. It's people will call it a portal, they'll call it a doorway to the other side, because there's travelers that come in and out, and then there's the residents that live within, the spirit realm that live here. But it's so active. The very first cemetery is kitty corner to the house, the very first cemetery for the area.
Wow.
So I believe that could be part of it too. But yeah, to me, the family that kind of resides here that are spirits, and all the spirits that are here, they're like an extended family to me. After losing both my parents and stuff, it turned into a hope that I could talk to them again.
Okay.
Have that connection. And yeah, it all just kind of lined up. I never imagined in 1,000 years I'd be sitting right here or owning this place. Never ever thought it would ever happen.
Such an amazing history, and you've told me about some of the stuff, but let's flip one of these videos over, and this one, let's play it, and then I'll have you explain it, and then we'll play it again.
Yeah, what about Joshua? We'll be back.
So Joshua was someone who was ghost hunting there?
So a good friend of mine came out here and helped with doing repairs when I first got the house. The roof needed to be done. the floor down in the basement needed to be fixed, things like that. And so he actually took time off from work and came out here and dedicated like 3 months of his time to helping me get this place up and going and at a good spot. So while he was here, he would stay here and definitely interacted with all the spirits, and they fell in love with him. Like, you know, he's a really awesome guy. You know what I mean? So they just, I don't know how to put it. He's got a great sense of humor and great energy, and they just fell in love with him. So he ended up ultimately leaving and going back to work. Mm-hmm. And then they were missing him. You know, they were asking about him and things like that. And I recorded that clip, honestly, to send to him to be, you know, so that he could see how much they appreciated him.
What did he say about that when you played it for him?
You know, it was kind of like that awe, you know, like I you know.
So he's a believer.
Yeah.
It didn't freak him out.
Yeah, he definitely he's been one of the buddies I've been doing the road trip stuff with.
Oh, okay.
And he I would say he's new to investigating. You know, he's only been probably doing it since like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's pretty new to him. But after being here and working on stuff, he was helping me patch the chimney, the seal on the chimney. Mm-hmm. And my friend Dan was up there as well. And as he's got a harness around him and a rope, he hears a man to his right, and there's nobody there. It's just him. Do you need a hand? he's like, I got nowhere to go. I can't do anything. Like, so
it sounds like
it's all over the place. So
these spirits are actually very friendly. Have you come across anything that was angry or negative?
I've heard in the past, because right before I had purchased it, the caretaker / co-partner with the other person, they were having people come in and do investigations. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that investigated then to now, they're like, things are different. Like before, some people have told me it was a little more hostile back then, or that just activity was like, it was different, you know, stronger, things like that. But the barn itself, that I know is like more of a negative haunting out there. So I've gone out there and I go, if I come out here and do anything, it's to stop this from falling down. Yeah. This is your area. You do you. I'm not telling you to stop doing whatever, you know, this is your area. And I've tried to do that throughout the whole property. When I'm setting up like the rooms upstairs, I'll use the surveillance to try to listen for whispers, and I'll move a bed around and like talk and then listen to the surveillance. Does this look okay? And try to listen for like a yes or a no, those type of things. So, I mean, I really try to, and I said it as soon as I got here, that like, I want them to be involved with how I set things up.
Right.
You know, so it's, you know.
You mentioned the bed. I think you sent me a clip here of someone putting a blanket down on the floor.
Yes. And, yep. That was the first time he ever tried to go to sleep upstairs.
Now, is this Josh?
Yeah, and he didn't hear anything.
Okay.
He didn't hear anything when he's setting it down.
All right. We're going to play this one, and then we'll talk some more about it. Got to tell you, the creeped me out just a little bit.
So there is a longer clip of that. I haven't really edited it down, but there's actually more yeahs. So it goes yeah, and then you hear another vocal pattern, like another voice that goes yeah, yes, and it's super creepy.
Have you heard those voices other than that time? Is this a resident?
It's got to be one of the residential spirits that's here.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually now in the room, it's more set up, but I have one of the old style tape recorders with the tape, you record it. I have a microphone to it. And a couple weeks ago, people were here and they were trying to do an EVP session. and it was kind of the similar voice that came through, but it goes, "You can burn down here," and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "That's the darkest thing I've heard in this room, like so far." But I mean, I'm sure with anything, it's there's positive and negative, and I'm sure the negative just hasn't presented itself completely yet.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, I try to bond with them every day. I come here, and I'm like, "Hey, how's your day going?" I always ask them how their day is going.
Mm-hmm.
Try to create that relationship with them.
Over the years, I've found that people find what they're looking for. People who look for angry, negative spirits finds it. Sounds like you are not looking for that. You're looking for family.
Yeah, I mean, and even with investigating, I've dealt with a few negative or aggressive spirits, but typically a lot of the communication I've gotten throughout the years is about love or learning or things like that. Because that's what I really pursue when I'm doing the paranormal stuff. It's not like I'm not pursuing trying to talk to Alice Crowley or any of that stuff.
That's
I know people
good.
that do, but
you might find someone pretending to be him that way, and it's
right.
not what you think. Let me play that one again. And folks, I know a lot of y'all are listening on a radio rather than watching this, but listen close. They're very plain. Lay down on the floor is what he was told.
Yep.
And then you got the when he actually did sit down on the thing. Why was he on the floor instead of the bed right there?
He didn't feel comfortable sleeping on the bed.
Okay.
I asked him the same thing, and he was like, "No, I ain't sleeping on their bed." I was like, "What?"
Well, yeah, and the spirits told him that, didn't they? Just lay down right there.
I mean, I've seen it myself personally. I was doing a video, and then going back through the video, and sometimes they're telling you things to do, and you're hearing them, and you're doing it, and you think you're doing it yourself, but it's really them telling you. Like, I did a video once, and it goes turn left, and I'm turning left in the video, but I didn't hear it. And then same thing, turn right. So he may have been hearing lay down and all that stuff, and then did what they asked.
This is an incredible building you're talking about here. How large is it?
3,000 square feet. So it's big.
But that was fun to heat this year.
Yeah. This year it's been definitely, yeah.
All right. So it's 3,000 square feet upstairs, downstairs, and
yeah. There used to be a cupola, and then there's the attic, and the attic is basically like the whole front of the house. Without rooms in it. It's just an open area. Okay. But there's a staircase that goes up to what used to be the cupola. Then you go down, and you have the second floor of the main floor. You have a bedroom off to the right. I call it the wallpaper room or Elizabeth's room. And then you have a bathroom in the middle, which people have had activity in there. But there's no way in hell I'm putting cameras in a bathroom.
No,
but people have
slightly illegal.
Yeah, people have definitely. Josh was taking a shower, heard a woman go, "Mm-hmm," and then another time in the shower, heard somebody humming behind him, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's definitely awesome." And I was working on the electrical, and we were on speakerphone, and he could hear the voices talking through the speakerphone, and a woman going, "Don't do that. What are you doing?" As I'm working on, because I'm changing the outlet to a GFI outlet. And then the next room over is I call it the captain, the George's, Captain George Casey. That's kind of their master room. And then further down, you got the kids' room for all the kids, all the kids that are here. There's right now 6 to 8 that I have names for.
Wow. And
then further down, you have what's been called as the birthing room. And then the last room, I'm actually going to convert into a bedroom, but it has like everybody gets a lot of EVPs. You walk in there, you start to like almost feel like you're breathing gas in where you get faint and there's no gas in there. Like the energy in there is so strong that like it gets you drained quite a bit. And that's just the second floor. So
Are you running this now as a B&B or as a inn, or just letting people come in and investigate? What's going on?
yeah, I'm kind of running it as basically if you want to investigate, do a booking for it. So I have the 5-hour investigations or a 16-hour. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of the Airbnb stuff,
Okay.
or the bed and breakfast or any of that stuff, just because there's a lot more hoops you got to go through and restrictions. So what it's registered as is a museum, which in essence
Okay.
it is. There's a lot of historic items and things throughout the house. So that's what I eventually want to have it focused more as a paranormal museum and paranormal research. Yep.
Okay. Now, does your team come in when there's somebody there and help, or do you just kind of let them go and step back?
Pretty much right now. If people come in to book an investigation, I'll have them come in and I'll give them a tour, and then usually I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a few hours, or if they want me to stick around, I'll stick around for a little bit. But sometimes it's kind of neat to see what they get when I'm here and when I'm not here.
Right.
Because sometimes the activity's higher if I'm here or not. I mean, it's interesting to kind of see what happens.
Is there a certain type or certain spirits that prefer you to be there and will be active if you're sitting there?
I would say the activity changes when there's a lot of women around.
Okay.
That as investigators, I feel the children are kind of looking for a mother figure, because I get that a lot from a lot of the communication through EVPs, spirit box, things like that. You'll hear mommy or mother quite often. So I really feel they're kind of looking for that mother figure. So I think the activity changes a lot when there's women investigating, more so than when it's just a bunch of guys. Okay. But it also depends on energy you're coming in here. If you got really positive, good energy, and you're serious about investigating and you're not trying to make a mockery of them, these spirits are super intelligent. They know what cameras are. They are. I know spirits can be intelligent, but these spirits here have surpassed what I ever knew for intelligence, because they know, like they are smart, like they are extremely smart.
They understand the concept and the use of the spirit boxes, of cat balls,
it takes them a little bit of time to like learn new devices, but it's not very long. And the spirit box stuff, I mean, I've never I've had some really good communication in the past, but like here I have a pool table. Thank you, guys. I have one of the bells behind me.
I love those. Yeah.
So I was like, if I own a house, I want to have a pool table. I love pool. So I put a pool table in the library, and I figured it'd be a good thing too if people are here. It gives them something to, kind of do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running a spirit box with this pool table, and it was one of the boxes my buddy John Huntington made. It looks like a fireplace. It's really cool looking.
Wow.
And so I'm running it, and I'm shooting somebody, and they didn't know how to shoot that well. And all of a sudden I'm hearing a voice come through, and they're telling the person what ball to shoot. And I'm like, no way.
Really?
And then all of a sudden, I'm not hearing much when I'm shooting. And then all of a sudden they go to shoot again, and they're telling them what ball to shoot. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, these are good calls, as a pool shooter. I'm like, these are really good, intelligent shots. And then after a while, I kind of caught on to it. And then I was like, oh my God, they're telling me the English to use.
Really?
And I'm like, this is crazy. This is nuts. And I've told other people, and some people are like, no way. And then sometimes, it's not all the time. The spirit's name is Ed. But he'll come through, and he must have loved shooting too. Mm-hmm. And he'll help with the game. But like, I've never had that type of intelligence in a haunting. Like that is insane.
That's incredible. Hey, where would somebody contact you if they want to pick up this place for a night?
You can go to our Facebook, the Chase Manor of 1815, and also if you're on Eventbrite, you can type in the Chase Manor on Eventbrite, and we also do have our website. At the bottom of our website, we have a booking as well.
Okay.
And our website is Haunted Chase Manor. It's through Wix, but eventually I'm going to try to get it so it's not through Wix. I'd like to get it so it's just one straight name.
Is that hauntedchasemanor.wix.com?
Yeah, I think it's Wix /Haunted Chase Manor. I'm almost positive.
Let me make sure I get that on there so people can contact you. So it's Wix /
Haunted Chase Manor. And we're also on TikTok, Haunted Chase Manor on TikTok.
Hi guys.
So, thank you. I that's just how I am. Every time they do something, I try to thank them or just give them appreciation.
I was talking to a guy who lives in an old orphanage in Gettysburg, and the whole conversation they were ringing that dead man's bell. The kids were just kept it up.
Yeah, so sometimes, like when I was working on, I was putting a new security system in, and the whole time I'm setting it in, and the bell's just ding, 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 ding. But I love it when, because I have one upstairs in the kids' room, and I have that one mounted, so like it can't move around. There's nothing electrical near it, and that'll go off, then this will go off, then that'll go off, then this will go off, like it's back and forth.
So they're playing.
Yeah,
like children.
And then the music box, it's the PMB, the big black one. I also there's a kid that makes them. The music boxes, they're actually pretty cheap, but I'll put the music box so it goes across the hallway, and I've had it where they're actually ding, music box, ding, so it's almost like a little band playing. It's really cool.
Sounds like it. Hey, I have to step away for just a minute. Dom, if you'll hold on, I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right. Can you imagine this? I mean, we've had people on here who talk about, I don't want to say demons, that's not what they talk about, but evil human spirits, angry human spirits, bitter spirits. And this is reminding me of the place in Gettysburg where the spirits are actually happy. They're having fun. Do you believe that one where the spirit is telling him, lay down on the floor right there? Yeah, the still creeps me out a little bit. Hey, anyway, we'll come back to Dom in just a minute. I want you guys to watch this and talk to you soon.
The new book, How to Research a Haunted House by paranormal investigator Margie Kay and professional researcher Violet Wisdom, is now available from Unex Media. This one-of-a-kind book explains how to do research on a house with uncommon methods and resources used by historic home researchers, and how to determine who may be doing the haunting and why. How to research a haunted house can be used by homeowners, renters, investors, and it should be in the library of all professional paranormal investigators. Get this unique book at unexmedia.com or amazon.com. That's unexmedia.com or amazon.com.
Hey guys, I do want you to keep in mind that the Unex Network, now the Unexplained Network, we went back to the original name. The Unexplained Network has a lot of new shows coming on. I've told you a little bit about them. Bishop Long, James Long, has his own show on here, and he's doing different spirits than Dom. Let me tell you that. He was doing exorcisms and such, and he's got his show on here now. One of the Perones are on here, and I'm sure you all know who that is from one of the movies, one of the true movies. I know I read the book, but gosh, there's cryptids, there's UFOs, alien encounters, some conspiracy, and a lot of ghosts, a lot of ghost stuff on here. Michelle Roos over in Iowa has her show. She does it a little differently than mine, but it's still really intriguing. And there's a group out called Iron City. And Iron City, I've worked with them one time. Back at the Blennerhaus in West Virginia. Great group of ghost hunters, a lot of evidence. They talk a lot about it. A lot going on here. And then there's all the other stuff, which I'll tell you at the end of the show you can get if you're a member. But I do want to get back and talk more to Chase because this place is incredible. All right, Chase, let's run one of these and see what's going on with this. How about this one?
Can you guys hear yourself?
Sounds like they all wanted to talk when you got the new machine in here.
Yeah, so it's the same concept as the portal or the people call the spirit box enhancer. So basically, a portal is you got your noise gate, a reverb, and an amp, and then you're patching in a spirit box to it. So the reverb is supposed to elongate the message so it echoes a little bit, and the noise gate's to try to filter out the fuzz. What I actually added to it was a echo pedal as well and a gain pedal so I can control the treble and the bass so it gets a little bit you get a little more out of it. And I started using that. So Joshua had a dog, Sophie, and she was here with him, and Sophie ended up she had 2 strokes while she was here.
Really?
And like her health was going very bad. I actually just talked to him last night, and he said he's never gonna probably bring her back here just because she's doing well, but her age, she's like 12 or 13 years old. He's just nervous about her age.
Sure.
And Thanksgiving, the day after, I tried to feed her turkey, and there is a video of it. I don't try to blast it because it's more of a negative thing. But like I'm going to feed her turkey, and then all of a sudden it looks like somebody kicked her, and she flips over. And it's on our TikTok for people if they want to view that. It's just, I don't like broadcasting some of that negative stuff too much. But she's fine. But that's who Sophie is in reference. Okay. And then and they're concerned about her health. So that when I did that session, she was off to the vets, and he thought he had to put her down with all the issues she was having. They gave him medication, which was to help her with all the issues. But that morning when they left, I did a session, and that was actually them like concerned about her health and everything. And
okay,
yeah, it was. Thank you.
What was it? A traveling spirit that maybe didn't like dogs, or is it somebody there that just really hates them?
So. I want to blame myself in a capacity because on Thanksgiving, she loved whipped cream. So I poured a ton of whipped cream on a plate and I put it down on the floor and she ate it. But she's kind of, she's a dog. She's messy. And I'm like, maybe it was the aspect of how messy she is, or they didn't want her eating on the floor in the dining room. Okay. Or the other aspect, because I thought about it later on, the gravy that I had a little bit of garlic in it, and garlic is not good for dogs.
Right.
So maybe they were trying to protect her, but kicking her to have her flip over is not the way to do it. But
kind of sounds more like the maybe the master of the house, the captain, just didn't like dogs in the house.
Yeah, I mean the weird thing, George Casey, he ended up selling the house, and he kind of seems like one of the patriarchs. He seems like one of the top males in the house. Same with the captain. Elizabeth is, I would say, is the matriarch. But the yes in there, that voice, I would say, is Billy. Billy is a very predominant spirit that's very vocal, very young child. But if you play one of the other clips, his voice is in there. Thank you.
Boy, they're busy today.
Usually one is one ring is yes, two is no. That's how we try to establish it with them.
Let's see. I want to play that last one again. Now, They're asking about Sophie, who is the dog who had
Yep.
strokes and all of that. Let's see, I think this is the one.
Can you guys hear yourself?
Do you think that was praise as in praise, or do you think they may have been saying they're praying for her?
Yeah, I think it was them trying to show that they were praying for her.
Okay,
I
that was
mean, like the clip I have, it's a little long, the one on TikTok, but like you can see her flip over,
mhm.
and then it's not a stroke, like it's not stroke related. You could tell with a stroke because her nose would dip down and she'd be like circling.
Yeah.
Because it's like her brain is being affected. In that video, none of that happens. She actually gets up, she goes to the other side of the table, and you can see what looks like an orb or like a shadow come behind her and go to her like it's consoling her.
Wow.
And then she comes back over and she's like hesitant to eat anything from my hand. I'm like, I didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I end up I put the food in her dish and she goes over there and eats it. So I'm like, okay, but after I showed Joshua that, he's like, I got to get her out of there. I don't want anything he loves his dog. He doesn't want anything to happen to her. So.
Wow. That's incredible. Let's see what this one has.
You know, put a sweet knob on it for adjusting.
Is one spirit in particular that calls you Dominic?
Yeah. I mean, most of them call me Dominic. Actually, I
okay.
think. But yeah, I was trying to do a tutorial video, and I got tongue tangled and messed up on the video. And then I'm watching the video, and at the end of it, I hear them say "sweep," and I'm just like, huh? I was just like that. I messed up the tutorial thing. I ended up re-filming it, but I thought that was pretty astounding.
Looked like it. Let's play that one again.
You know, put a sweet knob on it for adjusting.
Sounded like she was being a little sarcastic there.
Yeah, it was. It threw me off because I'm just like,
yeah, but she's fine, Dominic.
Yeah.
Who do you think that was? Do you have a clue?
It would probably be one of the women. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was a woman too. I thought you might have had a clue on who it was. All right, let's play one more, and then we'll. I want to hear more about the building.
How many are in here with us?
What was you doing in that one?
That I was just sitting on the couch running a spirit box, and I was like, I'm gonna record for a second, and then all of a sudden I look over and the crystal fell off the spirit box, and then and I'm like, okay, and then I'm watching the video, and the crystal falls off the spirit box, and then right after, oops, and I'm like, oh, so they, like, I'm still trying to figure out what they can do. I mean, like doors opening, things like that. Like what are their true capabilities? When I first got here, they were taking ornaments off the Christmas tree. So I'd come in, and then the ornaments on the ground, I'd put back up. The next day it's back up. It's just back and forth. So I'm still trying to figure out what abilities they can do. They can knock over dolls. They've done that.
Oh yeah, we'll have that one here at the end, but let's see this again.
How many are in here with us?
Did I hear the crystal actually fall just before? I mean, just a split second before they said oops.
Yep.
I was right. Okay, thanks, guys.
How many are in here with us?
is just incredible.
Yeah, like that tells me they were playing with it, and then they're like, "Oops, I just got caught." You know what I mean? Like that's the way I look at that. But yeah, that was a different variation of Spirit Box, the Sinister speaker. I think I was just trying that out.
I was taking it as they didn't mean to knock it off. They were just playing with it and it fell off, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, could be that too.
That's what, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So, yeah. All right, tell me more about your house. You've had other people come in there. They've gotten these results. Do they get, you said, more darker results if you're not there or different?
So from what I've talked to another team that's been here in the past, actually last weekend, and they're like, yeah, it was back in the past, it felt like darker, things like that, and all the stuff you're sharing seems like it's more positive, things like that. Mm-hmm. But again, I think it all depends on the energy you're putting into what you're doing. And the other side, before I was here, like a lot of the rooms didn't have a lot of stuff in it. So when I first came in here, I kind of set the rooms up. So like the rooms are set up for them, like the Elizabeth's room has a bed, has, what a woman's room I would assume would have. And then, the kids' room has a bunch of toys and all that stuff in there. And I've been trying to set up the rooms, for them to, I keep saying, I go, you guys deserve nice things. Like, I want to get nice things and you deserve it. Like they do.
So you think you get back the kind of effort that you're giving? You're being friendly?
Yeah. I mean, there's times I've been told, I'm a blank hole, or like, call me other things. There's definitely some that are not happy with me in essence, but I think it's, again, they were alone for 17 years and they're used to being, they like their solitude. And then here I come in and I'm here every day. And then the other ones, they're happy to have somebody. I remember Christmas of 24, Christmas Eve, Josh and I came here Christmas Eve, and we were only here for a few hours. And we did it's called Dead Wave. It's a Spirit Box app on Android, but I highly recommend it. Also, I gotten awesome stuff with it. And I go, what would you guys like for Christmas? And their response was, talk to us. I mean, so like that's in essence, I think, they were alone for a long time and they're just looking for people to connect with.
Okay. So, they're enjoying your company. You think they need you? They need human energy? No, I don't. Cause I mean, I've talked to people that have been past this place. It's actually like, I probably drove past this place 1,000 times before I ever really, haven't lived in the area, but I've heard stories of people walking by and they saw a woman in a window, or people seeing people out in the yard, things like that nobody was there. So, I mean, the activity has always been prevalent. Okay. So I think, with people here, it's just, there's a little more interaction. Mm-hmm. All right, let's play this one and then we'll talk about it. That is incredible. You've got what appears to be a shadow person walking right across the screen.
Yep. Yeah, that hallway is very notorious for a lot of shadow play.
Okay. So go ahead. What happened?
That I believe I was trying to think. I was just sitting at the table, I believe. And I was just going through surveillance footage and it popped up as an event on my surveillance. So I looked at it and kept looking at it and kept looking at it. I'm like, what in the hell am I seeing?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they move so fast, people miss what they're seeing. But that spot, I know I sent you another video of the other shadow figure, because they're two different ones. Mm-hmm. But that one, like, it looks like they came from the library and came right into the dining room. Mm-hmm. So that door there to the left would have been the library, and then coming straight towards here.
Okay. So you had the camera set up. Where was you at that time?
I was probably sitting right here in the dining room.
Okay.
I could probably rotate. So I'm actually at the Manor, but there's a hallway right there. So I wasn't moving around or nothing. I was just probably having lunch, just kind of sitting here.
And you were sitting there with a direct view of it, but you didn't see it till you got on the camera?
I usually sit off to the left side.
Okay.
So,
but you've seen shadow people there in the past.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very that hallway is a very active spot. The other door near the front door, people have seen basically a shadow walking from the library into the parlor, like walking back and forth, like pacing. Okay. And I've seen it. Other people have experienced it as well.
Do you have an opinion of what shadow people are? Is it the regular spirits or is it something different?
I mean, I've heard other people's theories on it. I mean, I believe it's the older they are and the more they know, the more they can manifest. Like that's my belief of when it comes to that type of stuff. Some people will say a dark shadow is a negative spirit, but I mean, I feel the more age a spirit has or the more knowledge they have, it gives them the ability to know and do more.
Okay.
Kind of like the movie Ghost, where the guy on the in the subways like teach him how to kick the can so you can slide the penny. That's kind of the same gist of what I would relate it to. I think the more time or knowledge you have, the more you can do.
Okay. And you had the laser grid set up on that one, right?
That sometimes I have it on the hallway. I don't think it was on the hallway that
this
time.
one, it must have been one of the others I looked at.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look at it again. Now, folks, for those of you not able to see it, it is the hallway, and a black shadow comes from the left side and moves right into your line of view.
And it's almost the height of the door. That was the other thing that caught my eye.
And it's not a human shape exactly. It's just a shadow, a blurry shadow that has no reason to be there. I don't see many of the shadow. I've seen a few, but not many. And that's one of the better ones I've ever seen.
So the other thing to explain as well, the library, all the curtains in that room are blackout. So I have no light going into that library other than a light on the main thing. I did that purposely because I have like a projector for presentations and things like that in there. Okay. And then I was starting to do it upstairs. So like when people see a shadow, they don't think it's something else. So I'm like, I'll use blackout curtains and then, do it that way.
Okay. I'm going to play it again. I just really think this is an amazing video. There's a shadow of something else on the door. And you can see this shadow cross that shadow and the white place, the whiter door where the shadow stops.
Yeah.
So the human figure shadow walks through another shadow or in front of it and then to the other side. God, I could spend hours looking at that and trying to figure it out. That's great. All right. You sent one here and I did have to edit it because your friend, whoever was in there, was a little loose with his lips.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But what's going on aside from the doll being shoved over?
Okay, so this was the first time we were here. This was the first investigation.
Okay.
So it was the first. It would have been late September of 24, and I had like basically professional cameras linked into like a screen so we could record stuff wirelessly with night vision cameras and things like that. So I'm in the library and they're in the parlor, which is literally across the hall. But I was basically controlling the module to like, it would be their camera on or this camera on, doing that type of stuff because we were trying to stream it on our YouTube and on Facebook. So they were in there and they asked the spirits if they could knock over the doll. So the doll itself, her name is Sadie. She was painted by a friend of John Huntington, and John actually was caretaker of the Conjuring House during COVID.
Okay.
He's a very good friend of mine, but he makes a lot of gear. So Sadie is actually a trigger object. She has a microwave sensor. So if you like get near her, she'll start talking. Would you like to play? Things like it's really creepy.
Wow.
And he ended up making another one, which is Lilith, and that's the doll that there might have been a video. She's got the black hair, but she gets thrown around here. She lives here now.
Okay.
But that doll, the video you're probably about to show, that was our first experience here, and with them knocking the doll over.
All right, let's play this one. And again, this is another outstanding one, but for the folks listening, the volume goes way down because of some language. So, all right, here we go.
Who owns this place? Can you say your name? You say Mona? Did you not stay me over? You did great. My leg hairs and everything. Yeah, dude. Like, oh my god. Wow, that's awesome. You did good. Oh, yeah. You did good. Did that take a lot of energy to do that? And I had her legs like spread wide. She should stay there. Wow. Did that take a lot to do that? Man, I can't wait to rewatch that. That's insane, bro. That's insane.
Those spirits were very, very talkative that day, weren't they?
Yeah, so I guess the other person that was the caretaker before, caretaker / co-partner with the other guy, or co-owner. I really don't know what that situation. Anyway, they didn't have people come in like all the time. They only did maybe once a month or like every 2 months, something like that. It wasn't all the time. So it might have helped build energy for them to do stuff, but they definitely, the other doll I have, don't like her. Like they don't like how she looks. They knock her over all the time.
Okay.
So
that was incredible. I couldn't believe what I was seeing there, and especially the way they were answering when you said, did that take a lot of energy? Hell yes. The way they answered you guys.
I think it was a longer clip I sent you. I don't know if you got it. It was the three of us sitting at the table. That is profoundly one of the pieces I show to everybody because it blows my mind. Because Billy comes through and it's the same voice. So like if you did play that clip, it's the same voice. The hell yeah sounds just like the same voice.
Have you figured out who Billy might be? Is he a spirit since the Civil War?
So he, because my sister, again, she's been doing a lot of research for me. There's no death record of a Billy having passed away here, but I have a feeling he was like a neighbor that was playing here. And I don't have the session recorded. I think it was before I had the surveillance in, but through the dead wave, I asked Billy, how did you pass? And it said the cistern. So my guess is he probably was playing hide and seek, went down in the cistern to try to hide, and got trapped down there.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a horrible way to die.
Yeah.
It's a cistern as a well underneath a house. For those that aren't aware, it's 8 foot tall by 10 foot wide. So I mean, it would be a horrible way to go for sure.
Sure.
But he's such a sweet kid, and he comes through so clearly when he comes through.
Dom, we are out of time, but I do want to thank you for coming on. You've been an outstanding guest. Your evidence is amazing. We have to get you back and show some more of that sometime, because the evidence is just awesome. To book your Chase Manor for a ghost hunt, they can contact you through Facebook, which is Chase Manor of 1815, or hauntedchasemanor.com. I guess it's wix/hauntedchasemanor.com. And you're also on TikTok under Haunted Chase Manor. So folks can contact you at any time about trying to rent the place and ghost hunt it.
Yeah, usually for the bookings, I have it. So I have like March up right now. So I've been doing month by month. But if there's a specific date you have down the road, just let me know. I can check my calendar. I'd be happy to fill it in too.
Okay.
So,
and I forgot to mention, but you were doing some conferences or shows or something. You called it something different. But when you did, all of the proceeds went to charities, including veterans and homeless and all kinds of neat charities.
Yeah, it's something I'm going to do with the Manor is December, starting every December. Any of the investigations, all the money from that is going to go to a charity.
Okay. Well,
I'm
that's
also
great.
going to offer a $50 discount every December for all the investigations. But I just feel that's a good month to do it. And so.
All right. Well, I'm sure they all appreciate it. And, most ghost hunting groups I've dealt with has one charity or another that they're really strong with. And it's great to see you doing it too. That's amazing.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Dom, thanks for coming on. And I hope to talk to you again soon. Would you hold on before you get off there so I can talk to you after the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Be right there. Okay. Like I said, guys, and I fully mean it. I've done a lot of work for charity. I did the Ferals in Peril last October when I went to Herman. And it's just a way of giving back. And I know a lot of the other ghost hunting groups do it. One of them asked me to come down. I went to Kansas and lectured at a big conference they held for a no-kill animal shelter. So it's great to see people giving back. So anyway, hey, guys, I want to remind you to join up with the UnX Network, the Unexplained Network now. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. And you get so much out of it, the magazines, the newsletter, the blog, all of it's going on. You can watch some of my other shows here on YouTube or on Rumble if you want to get more information about that. But I really let this one go. I was enjoying this conversation so much. So let me back out of here, and I want to tell you all, again, thanks to Dom, you all stay spooked, okay? Good night.